Carmen Mohan here again. I really hope you guys have been enjoying this video series. The feedback I've been getting from you guys is great. Now, I want to make sure to give you guys the most information. This one's about millennials. Now, us as millennials, we are the best generation out there. Why? We're hustling, we're bustling, we're throwing out the 9-to-5s and we're becoming entrepreneurs. And us as millennials and, you know, trying to leverage our 9-to-5 day jobs to become an entrepreneur on the side, we got a lot of tax issues. We got a lot of income situations. We got money we're making from here in a 9-to-5 and money we're making here on a side hustle. We're trying to save, we're trying to invest, we're trying to become investors at a young age. There's a lot of information out there that we're not educated on. So we're trying our hardest to get our money up or get our dollars up or get our investments up or our business up, but we're not ever fully educated. So let's go into today's topic, which is going to bring me into 8 tax tips for millennials. I want to make sure that I give my millennials, because I'm a millennial myself, I want to make sure I give you guys the most information for what can help you guys with your finances and getting your finances in order and understanding how does all your side hustle stuff, all these great things you're putting energy into, how are you going to write that off? How are you going to benefit? How are you going to minimize your tax liability? So let's start off with the first one. Don't miss your tax deadline. Now, you want to make sure that you don't miss the tax deadline. Why? The IRS doesn't care that you don't have all the money to pay for it, but even if you don't have the money to pay for your balance, let's say you owe the IRS money, even if you don't have money to pay for your balance, you want to make sure that you handle it accordingly so you're not accruing any interest and fees daily. Because if you have a tax balance, if you owe the IRS money on the tax deadline day, what's going to happen after that? Every month is going to accrue 5% in interest. You don't want to accrue that interest. You don't want that bill getting any higher than it already is. Number 2 for tips, we want to make sure that you guys choose the right way to prepare your taxes. I'm an income tax professional. I would love for you to come to my office or join us. Does that mean you necessarily have to go sit down with an income tax professional to file your taxes? No, there's plenty of ways you can file your taxes. Do you need to go sit down with a professional if you only worked one W-2 job or only had one source of income and no dependents and no crazy filing and no crazy income tax return? No, you probably don't. There's a lot of free resources out there that you could possibly use. You can go to your public library. Libraries do tax returns for free all the time. Now, the IRS has this program. It's called the VITA program. Research in your area where they offer the program. That program is going to help low-income earners file their taxes free of charge. You want to make sure you research into that. Look into that. There's a lot of free stuff out there. You can also use an online tax software like a TurboTax or an Intuit. You can go ahead and just input your information, file it with them, or you can research your nearest tax preparer. Maybe sit down with a professional. Maybe you have a little bit more of a complex situation. You want to sit down with a professional, make sure you're getting all the credits due to you. Now, we're in the age of the gig economy. What does that mean? Everyone here has a side gig. We have a side hustle. My millennials out there is doing their thing, out there working hard, working their 9-to-5 with their side job. What does that mean? You want to make sure you're keeping track of all the money and expenses that you're putting into this side gig. Those are tax write-offs. You want to make sure that you have a full list of all those expenses that you're putting into your side gig or hobby. The IRS lets us know that we can write off those expenses. Any side business, gig, or hobby that we're spending money into are write-offs. What does a write-off mean? Our write-offs are going to be deductions that we could give to the IRS. Hey, you're telling the IRS you spent this amount of money trying to make some money over here. Can I write that off? Yes, that's going to minimize your tax liability. That means you can pay less taxes while trying to make more money. Who doesn't want to learn that? Number 5, savers credit. What about all my savers out there? My millennials that are trying to save, trying to become investors, trying to become business owners. There's a credit out there for you guys, a savers credit, a retirement savers credit. Now, if you're setting money aside that you're saving that are going to your retirement, that allows you to qualify for an additional write-off or additional credit that you probably didn't know about, and even most tax professionals don't even know about. So you definitely want to write that one down. Look into your savers credit, and you may even be able to write that off on your state tax return as well. So you may be able to write it off twice. One time on the IRS federal side and the second time on your state, if your state qualifies you to write off a state tax return. Number 6, job hunting costs. Are you looking for a job? Do you know that any money that you spend while you're looking for a new job is a tax write-off? Yes, you can write that off. Yes. Let's say you want to go to a work training to advance in your career. That's a write-off too. So go ahead, go to that workshop, sis. Make sure you write that off. Pay that $150 and don't think twice about it. Why? Because you're going to educate yourself. You're going to learn a new trade. You're going to help your career and business. And on top of that, you're going to be able to write it off on your taxes. Number 7, Blackwells Time to file. Make sure you keep all your papers and receipts and invoices, everything accordingly. Make sure you organize it, and make sure that you have a specific time to sit down with the professional if that's what you're gonna do, or you have a certain amount of time allocated to the side where you can sit down and review everything. That brings me into my last tip. Number 8, double check your calculations. The IRS makes mistakes all the time. Make sure your W-2s are filled out correctly. Make sure your W-4s are entered correctly when you first start your job. Make sure your W-2s look correctly. Make sure your address is correct. All those things can hurt you or be a cause for an audit, and that's the last thing you want to do is get audited when you're trying to just really pay less taxes or really just get every dollar that's due to you. You don't want to make any mistakes, so make sure you double check all your calculations. Now, I hope this video was informative for you millennials, because I'm here for you guys. So now I want to make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to email me. My description will be in the bio. And also, if you have any questions or any topics that you want me to go over, just make sure you leave them down below. I'll make sure to answer all of you guys' questions and get back to all of you guys. Alright guys? So subscribe to my channel and check me out, Miss Carmen Mohan.
You